Okay, here's a quick one, hopefully. Three design rules I follow and three that I break. First one is a nice glue up, gluing up timber. So I always want to have a nice join. You know, I'm never going to glue up two pieces of timber where something's been cut off the saw. Never. It always needs to be done on the jointer. The jointer needs to be set with a straight edge, with a set square rather, so that it's 90 degree. And I need to make sure that that's a nice tight surface area joint. You know, like there's no point trying to glue something up that isn't flat next to each other, because the joint is just going to fail. So number one, always do that. It's a non-negotiable. Number two, yeah, clamping with even pressure. I feel like this is a given. Maybe it's something simple, but I sometimes see it overlooked. You know, people gluing up panels or whatever they're gluing up. And man, each to their own. I think whatever you're doing, as long as it works for you, I really don't care. For me, yeah, gluing up panels, even pressure when it comes to clamping. When it comes to anything, you know, not just panels, always just even pressure. Third, non-negotiable, any tool, whenever I'm on the tools, eyes and ears. You know, I see crew not using that, and again, whatever, you do you. Me, I'm always going to have my muffs and my glasses especially. Muffs, you know, just because I like listening to tunes more so than ear protection. But yeah, definitely ear protection. So those are three non-negotiables that I always follow. Ones that I break, and some of these might be controversial. Stickering. When do I sticker? Basically never. I know crew are pretty religious about this, and they want to sticker their timber. Mate, you leave it for you know, an hour, half a day, whatever. They want it all stickered up, and that's not me. Maybe these guys work on projects over a longer period of time. If I've machined up some panels and I'm going to leave them for more than a day, definitely I sticker. Definitely, by sticker I mean I separate them so that there's clear airflow, and that so to reduce movement in the boards. But most of the time, I mean, in saying this, I generally don't use a lot of panels in the work that I do, and most of the time, yeah, no, I don't bother stickering. No. Another one, probably super controversial, is moons. You know, they always say do your reverse moons, one up, one down, one up, one down, like that. But a lot of the time, if I'm working on something and the aesthetics are just going to be shocking if I do one up, one down, I won't do it. and yeah, say what you want. Definitely I'm aware that there's movement in timber, and I know one up, one down is best practice, but if something's going to move, it's going to move. Generally what I would hope is that the way the piece is designed, that this allows for it. I mean, I'm not going to do a whole tabletop all one way, but I will, you know, do two, sometimes three in a row going one way and then the other, just if that needs to happen. For me, longevity is about more than just structural integrity, because the top, you know, it should be well made regardless, but it's also about aesthetics. And if the piece doesn't really look that great, then no one's going to want it in their house. So marrying those things I think is important, and for me anyway, yeah, I find flexibility in these rules. What was the third rule? Another one that I do, and I don't know if it's a rule or not, but basically some projects, generally when I finish a project, I'm sanding to 180 before I oil. Tables, anything that's a large flat surface, that's kind of a non-negotiable. But when it comes to things like my chairs, where there's a lot of intricate sanding, components meeting, sometimes I just go to 120. Yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but yeah, I go to 120. I'm just going to say it. For me, I've built a really solid relationship with the oil that I use. I use Osmo oil, and my process has always been oil, 1200 sand between coats. So if I'm sanding to 120, and I mean, as long as I'm not leaving sanding marks, which I'm not, and aesthetically it looks good, then if I'm sanding to 120, in theory, the pores are more open, so there's more oil getting in. And then when I sand it back between coats to my 1200, I'm always going to get that same silky smooth finish. So that's my hot tip, has always been sanding between coats to 1200, which gives a really soft feel when you do your final. And I'll do a final wipe on, wipe off finish. So I'll put it on, let it tack up, and buff it off so that it's finished. Yeah, 3 rules I follow, 3 rules I break. You.